Hello, this is JACOBVIRAL. Today I'm going to show you why you need a relay and how to install one when you're running multiple amplifiers in your cardio system. Stay tuned. Alright, so I got a pack of relays here from Amazon. I'll be sure to put a link in the description if you want to see where you can get these relays at from eBay or Amazon. So definitely recommend getting them. They're pretty cheap and definitely important, and you need to use them if you're installing multiple devices in your aftermarket stereo system of your vehicle. Of course, there's a lot of different system equipments that you would be using. I'm using 4 amplifiers and a couple amplifier fans. So I definitely want to use a relay because I don't want to strain my aftermarket system. But yeah, definitely check out that link in the description. And I'll get by the end of this video, hopefully you understand why you need them and get it installed and show you how to install it. So for that, my previous relay I had that lasted over 2 years here. This is an older model one, but I used the connector installs and I installed it wrong. And this is a do not do. So don't install using speaker wire and connectors. You want to get an actual connector point piece that connects all 4 connectors with some universal wires here, so it makes it very easier, user-friendly, and you don't have to really worry about wiring up any speakers and connectors and terminals and all of that stuff, vice versa. So I did this wrong last time. This time I'm doing it right. So, and it makes it easier to identify. So you've got your, I'll show you a sheet of paper here, and then I'll explain to you why you need it. So here is explaining your 4 wires. So you have your red, blue, black, and your light accessory. So the ground and the power wire, pretty self-explanatory. You're going to hook that up to your battery, and if you have a front battery or a back, I have a back battery, so it makes it easy for me to connect to my positive and negative of my battery. And then you're going to have your turn-on wire, which is your switch wire, is going to be going directly to your blue turn-on wire of your aftermarket stereo, or if you use a switch, so you could use a switch to actually get this thing installed. And the switch would be able to turn on and off using your same power wire that you go from your battery. And you just use a switch to turn it on and off. And then, of course, you have your 4th wire coming from the wire going directly to all your equipments. So the equipments that you'll be running. So before that, let me explain to you why you need these. So I have a system here, 4 amplifiers. So you have a maximum amount of input from your blue wire from your aftermarket stereo system, which I'll go explain in there. So I have 4 amplifiers. These amplifiers need a certain amount of amperage draw coming from your turn-on wire. So you have a turn-on wire and amplifier. Doesn't matter what amplifier you have. I have 4 8,000 watt amps. So this one is where my remote wire goes. I'm going to be installing it. But you want to make sure you have enough amperage coming to those amplifiers in order for them to have enough current to turn on and not shut off or flicker or not be able to have enough draw. So what happens with your stereo system here in your head unit is, this is a stereo head unit, so you have your wire coming from your stereo head unit in the back. When you hook up your harness, and of course I have everything open so it's easy to see, but you have your wire ran to your harness. So this turn-on wire is ran right here. I have mine hooked up right here to my harness. So I'm actually using 10 gauge wire. It's oversized, there's no need for that. But you only have a certain amount of amperage rating for that wire. So what that means is if you exceed that rating, your stereo will start flickering off and on. Your system equipment that you have installed, especially if you have more than 3 or 4 devices, will start not getting the amperage right. It could actually fail safe, shut off, have protect mode, and other things like that. So you have to look at your stereo manual to see what your maximum blue wire, your turn-on wire amperage rating is for that. So I think mine, I would have to say, is either 10 or 15 amps. So I don't need to have more than 3 or 4 devices. If I go past that, it will actually start having too much current draw, and it actually would not be able to relay that information from the turn on of my stereo to the back end. So that's why I need a relay. These relays will give me the amperage I need to trigger my turn on and off wire. So anyway, hopefully that kind of explained why you need one. I'm not the best at this, but I like to do DIY videos sometimes, and hopefully that kind of taught you. So if you're running only 1 or 2 amplifiers, you'll probably be fine. I've ran 2 amplifiers before without issues, but when you start getting into 3 or more devices, definitely recommend having one of these, because what I just mentioned. It's all about amperage, current draw, and how much supply your stereo can receive and actually send out before you go beyond your limit. It's kind of like a fuse rating. Once you go past your fuse rating, you're not going to be able to support past that fuse rating, or it'll blow or pop. And that's what happens. It usually has a fail-safe, protects, starts cutting things out, or you don't get enough power to it. And it's actually very dangerous for your equipment, especially when you got these expensive amplifiers. If you're running a system like mine, you don't want your amplifiers to be cutting in and out in the middle of playing because you have too much current draw. And it's simple as using a relay, so you don't have to worry about that shortage of supply to your turn-on wire to turn on your devices, whether you're using amplifier fans, amplifiers, different 4 or 2-channel amplifiers, switches, and other devices in your system. So now let's go ahead and get this installed. I hope I explained to you why you need one. If there's something I made a mistake on or I said wrong, sorry, not the best, but I like to explain it from my knowledge I've learned. And that's what I picked up from my experience to see why you need one. So now let's get this thing installed. All right, so to not overcomplicate this, your positive is your power, your negative, your ground will be to your negative your battery, your yellow will be your light accessory. So this is going to be whatever you want to trigger on or off, whatever. And then your switch, to your switch will be your wire. So if you're using your blue wire, or if you're going to be going directly to your stereo receiver blue turn-on wire. So really easy to explain. And then the pin, I'm not using the center pin one on this. I don't have any need for it. So I'm just going to be using my power, ground, turn-on wire from my stereo, and then all of my accessories going from here. So really self-explanatory. And having this connector makes it very easy, color-coded for you to plug and play. So it's really not as hard as it might seem until you start doing it, and then you realize you might make a mistake. But safe call on that is if something is wired in reverse, as long as you're not positive and negative reverse, you're not going to see any issues. So here we go. All right, so not the prettiest, but I got it all hooked up. I have my negative, which is the ground, running to the ground side of my wire back here, and then the positive to the positive side, just like I was just explaining to you. So the ground is black, and then the blue is positive. So I have those two ran with my speaker wire. I'm just using some 12 gauge OFC wire for that. And then I have my blue turn on, that thick wire I showed you earlier. That's right here. That's hooked up to my white switch, which is the blue turn on. Of course, if you wanted to have a switch like this, where you could switch it on, just like I have here to switch on my voltage meter, which that's another video. You can use a switch as well to turn it on, and you use a power wire through the switch to trigger it on whenever you want. And my yellow wire, which is to the accessories, lights, etc. This is going to my 4-channel amp up front, so I'm not going to be hooking up these 4 first. I have a 4-channel up front just to be a safe proof. Don't want to blow a bad amp first, so you want to test out with something simple to make sure. So try it with one device first and see if it turns on before you do anything else. You could also try it with a light, switch, a fan, or anything, but that's what I'm going to do. So let me go show you the front. So right over here on the truck, I have my 4-channel amplifier. There's my little mini blue turn-on wire that's hooked up directly to that back line. Of course, this is my wall build here. You have to check out my videos on my playlist to see build updates. So my blue wire is ran down here. That is ran directly to the back, behind my wall in the back of the vehicle. That's where the blue turn-on wire is right here, ran directly from my stereo head unit. So now I'm going to go turn on the truck and let's see if the amplifier turns on. Of course I'll know because I'll hear some speaker music playing through my speakers up front. And I'm not turning the camera off just so y'all can kind of see everything installed. And it ain't the prettiest, but it works for me and it's safe and easy to do. All right, so we'll turn on the stereo real quick. Stereo's on. We'll go to use USB, make sure we got sound. All right, so we got sound. So we know that the relay works. You could try it with a fan, a light, anything just to test it out to make sure you got it installed properly. Never do all of your system equipment install and then turn on first time, because you never know. You could have something in reverse. Usually it wouldn't turn on the relay, but you just never know. And always use fuses if you can to be safe between your power wire. Recommended. It just need to be a simple fuse. But there we go. You can see power is on, so the amplifier turned on through that relay, so it's going directly through that wire. And I'll confirm one more time that it's off, but that's how you install a relay, and also why you need to use one. Hopefully that I explained that earlier in the video. Crazy wire mess I have back here, but I'm gonna get it cleaned up a little bit, and I know where everything is and it's safe, so that's all that matters on that. And I'll show y'all how to install the relay. I'm gonna go turn the vehicle off, and the video should be good. Just to confirm that the relay switches off afterward. It's always good to confirm. So we'll turn this off. I heard a little amp click back there, so I know the amplifier turned off from it, and the relay is complete. There we go. Amplifier is now off. Relay controlled. Complete. So that's how you install a relay. Any questions or anything I made error on, let me know in the comments. And check out link in the description. Get these relays cheap. I think they were like $3 to $5 each, or a box for like 15 to 20, depending on how pricing is. Definitely worth it. Give you the best amperage to your electrical and not have to worry about shut off or protection situations. And this one was a max current rating of 40 amps. So of course you got different ones. So I'll see you on the next video. Subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching, everybody, as well as thank you channel supporters. If you want to become a channel supporter, check out the links in the description to show support, as well as thank you everybody for supporting the channel. Also, if you haven't already, use discount code JACOBVIRAL when you shop at Sky High Car Audio, Explicit Audio, and others. And also, if you haven't already, check me out. I am on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, as you are seeing here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And subscribe. Stay tuned for more daily videos, and I'll see you all in the next one.